Next session is on electromagnetic induction. Okay. So now we will consider some important laws of electromagnetic induction. We know that the most important law of electromagnetic induction is Faraday's law. There are two laws, first law and second law. First law is the EMF or current is induced only for the time period of magnetic flux is varying. And the second law is induced EMF, the magnetic field or the EMF produced due to change in magnetic flux is induced EMF is equal to minus d phi by dt, where flux, the produced flux is integral of b dot ds. And so this minus sign is comes from, and including this minus sign, it is known as Lenz's law that we are familiar. So next is the current in the loop. If an EMF is induced in the loop, then the current passing through the loop is induced EMF divided by R, where R is the resistance of the loop. So another one is self-induction and mutual induction. Suppose we have a single coil, the flux generated in that due to that presence of that coil, phi b is proportional to the current and phi is equal to Li, and we know that the induced EMF is equal to minus d phi by dt, so that becomes minus of L into di by dt, where L is the self-inductance of that coil. The coil has n number of turns. The flux passing through each turn is integral b dot ds. And from that we will get the induced EMF E is equal to minus n into d by dt of integral b dot ds. And we will get the induction, self-inductance of a coil is mu 0 n square A into L. Okay. So small n is the number of turns per unit length, and capital N like converting that becomes mu 0 into n square A by L, where n is the total number of turns and L is the length of the coil and A is the area of cross section. So this is a coil and its mutual induction in terms of considering the permeability of the material also, then becomes mu R mu 0 n square A into L. So next is the case, so if two coils are there, instead of self-induction, there will be mutual induction will be there. Then induced EMF is equal to, epsilon is equal to minus d phi by dt, that is equal to minus of m into di by dt, where m is the mutual inductance and m is equal to k into square root of L1 into L2. L1 and L2 are the self-inductance of the coils. K is the coupling factor. So this is the another case. If a rod OA is clamped at the point O and is rotated about the point O with an angular frequency omega in a magnetic field, then the induced EMF that is equal to, so now it is placed in a magnetic field and it is rotating and some EMF is induced and that value is BL square omega by 2. Suppose two inductors are connected in series, then the effective inductance is L1 plus L2 plus 2M. And if the two inductors are connected in parallel, the mutual inductance between the coil is L effective is equal to L1 L2 plus M square divided by L1 plus L2 plus 2M. Next is the motion of a straight conductor in a uniform magnetic field. A conductor is moving in a magnetic field. So due to that movement, the induced EMF is BVL, because V is the velocity, B is the magnetic field, L is the length. The induced current will be this E by R, so that is BVL by R. The inductive reactance of an inductor is omega L. If it is capacitance, that becomes 1 by omega C. We know that transformer, that is a device which changes the magnitude of alternating voltage or current. So there is a famous transformer ratio, ES divided by EP is equal to NS by NP, that is equal to K. That is equal to IP by IS is equal to NS by NP for an ideal transformer. IP is the current in the primary, I is current in the secondary, NS number of turns in the secondary, number of turns in the primary. So in the case of a step-up transformer, the number of windings in the secondary must be greater than primary and K should be greater. For the step-down transformer, windings in the secondary will be less than windings in the primary and K should be less than 1. The efficiency of a transformer we are calculated by P out by Pn into 100. So now we will look into some problems based on this. The magnetic flux in a coil is given by phi is equal to 12 T square plus 5T plus 1. The EMF induced in 5 seconds is. So the induced EMF, we know that the expression for induced EMF E is equal to d phi by dt. So phi is given, then d phi by dt is 12 differentiating with respect to the phi with respect to t, thus 12 into t plus 5t. So the induced EMF in 5 seconds. So EMF d phi by dt at t equal to 5. That equation becomes 12 into 5 plus 5 into 5. 12, okay, 12 t square, 12 t square ആണ്. So then I differentiate ചെയ്യുമ്പം 12 into 2. Okay. Then this becomes 24. 24 into 5. So this becomes 12. Then d phi by dt becomes 12. Okay, d phi is equal to 12 into 2 into t plus 5. Okay, differentiating with respect to t. So that becomes 24t plus 5. So epsilon E is equal to d phi by dt, that is equal to 24t plus 5. So when t equal to 5, when t equal to 5, the induced EMF is equal to 24 into 5 plus 5. So that much milliweber. So this becomes, we have to convert into Weber. So that becomes 24 into 5 plus 5 into 10 raised to minus 3. So we will evaluating this, we will get 0.125. So the answer is option B. Okay, so a current in a 240-10 solenoid varies at 0.8 ampere per second. Find the EMF induced if the length of the solenoid is 12 centimeter and radius is 2 centimeter. The EMF induced in a solenoid. So here we have to first the EMF induced in a solenoid. The expression is epsilon induced EMF is equal to L into di by dt. So it is given that the current in the solenoid is varies as di by dt is given, that is 0.8 ampere per second, and we need the inductance of the solenoid. So we should remember the expression for the inductance of the solenoid. So the inductance of a solenoid is inductance of solenoid, and that is equal to mu 0 n square pi r square divided by L. This expression you should remember for doing this problem. Inductance of a solenoid, mu 0 n square pi r square divided by L. Okay, so then epsilon will be equal to mu 0 is 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7, and number of turns, n is number of turns, that is 240 square into pi r square. R is 2 centimeter. So 2 into 10 raised to minus 2 r square divided by the length. The length is 12 centimeter. 12 into 10 raised to minus 2 into di by dt, that is given 0.8. So on solving this, we will get the answer is epsilon is equal to the answer. On solving this, we will get the answer is equal to the induced EMF is equal to 6.14 into 10 raised to minus 4 volt. 10 raised to minus 4 volt. So the correct answer is option A. Next question. The turn ratio of a transformer is 2:3. If the current through the primary is 3 ampere, then the current through the load resistor is. We know that the transformer ratio is IP by IS is equal to NS by NP. Okay, IP by IS is equal to NS by NP. NS is the number of turns of the secondary, NP is the number of turns of the primary. So the transformer turn ratio is given as 2/3, 2:3. So this we can write it as 3 divided by IS is equal to 2/3. Therefore, IS is equal to 9 by 2, that is equal to 4.5 ampere. So the current through the load is current through the secondary. So the resistance will be, so the current through the resistance is 4.5 ampere. The primary and secondary coils of a transformer have 50 and 1500 turns respectively. The magnetic flux linked with the primary coil is 5 is equal to 50 plus 40, where 5 in Webers, T in seconds, and 50 is a constant. The output voltage across the secondary coil. The voltage across the, we need the output voltage across the secondary coil. The transformer ratio from the transformer ratio is we have NP is equal to 50, NS is equal to 1500, and 5P, that is equal to 50 plus 40. So the voltage across the primary, 5 is given, the voltage across primary will be Vp, and that is equal to di by dt. So that means that is 4 volt. That is 4 volt. 4 volt. Therefore, Vs is equal to is equal to 1500 into this 4 divided by Vp divided by 50. So that is equal to 120. So the correct answer is 120 volt. Thank you.